Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a couple of really cool telephones. These are Suki's telephones from California, and they're known as circle phones or donut phones. And so basically what's happened here is she's having a problem with both of them. And the original telephone has a line or a handset cord that has a problem. And she says it works, but not only does she mentions the handset cord, but she says it works. But the other thing is if you watch this rotary dial, it doesn't return. So it's sticking, and there's a problem with the rotary. So we're going to have to take that apart, troubleshoot it, go through the telephone, and while we're in the telephone, we'll probably do a lot of different things like check connections, clean the hook switch, just go through everything and then go through the rotary and adjust it, clean it, oil it, and make sure that it's racking off properly. But at this point, it just does not return. So we'll get into that one a little later. Now on the pink one, which is a remake of the circle telephone, is basically no receive. There is no receive whatsoever on this telephone, and we need to go into it and further troubleshoot it to make sure that there's no other problems that were mentioned. And so we'll just have to do some troubleshooting on that one and go through it and find out what's going on. But it is a remake, and this telephone actually opens up a little differently than what the original. I want to turn the original around. The original would be taken apart from the bottom, and that's how you would take that one apart. And there's some areas up top that you have to kind of go through and unscrew, but to get it apart. Now on this aftermarket or reproduction, there's a lot of little pink plugs here that have to come out of this phone, and we may find a couple of screw holes in the bottom plate here. We'll have to peel that off, but we definitely know that there's a couple of areas where we have to actually pull these little plugs out, and we'll find screws behind that. So anyway, it's a troubleshoot issue now on both phones, and we'll be getting into the process of troubleshooting here, and we'll do some more video. So what we're going to do is take a short break from the video, and we'll get right back to you, and we'll kind of go through these telephones as we're troubleshooting and repairing them. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we're kind of in the troubleshooting and repair process on the white circle or donut telephone. And so we've went through the rotary, and I've cleaned it and adjusted it and made sure that the numbers were racking off. But you're going to see that it turns a lot smoother. And at first glance and check out of this rotary, it seemed more to be in the rotary, but what was really kind of happening was, since this telephone's probably been dropped a few times, you know, it's got a few pieces and parts floating around. This piece actually goes up here on the inside of this telephone, and we can get that all back together again. That was floating around on the inside, And you can also see from, we're going to put this over here, a chip that's out of the body of the telephone. So, this is a very heavy telephone. It's probably been dropped a few times. And I believe now that it was more of the rotary riding on the body like it was not supposed to be, because the rotary seemed to be in pretty good condition. Now, it was a little dirty, and we still cleaned it and adjusted it and oiled it and everything, but it's very smooth now. So we'll get that back together again. Kind of want to show you a little bit of this telephone on the inside. Of course, here's your network and hook switch. Kind of give you a look if you've never seen the inside of one of these. Now, they're not all designed the same. This is a little later model down the road. It's not as early as some of the circle rotary telephones. It's got a different style network in it, and than what they would normally have. I want to show you how heavy this telephone is. That's quite a heavy piece of aluminum here, and basically your bell rides inside of that, and so it makes the telephone very heavy. It's also what enables the telephone to sit like it does in the base that it's sitting in, so that it stands upright and it's sturdy. So it's a very heavy piece of metal that they have that bell in, so that stabilizes the telephone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a short break, and I'm going to go ahead and reinstall everything back into this telephone. We're going to put our rotary back in and put our cover back on our rotary and get that all straightened out. The other thing that we're going to do is, I haven't decided yet. I think we're just going to go ahead. This handset cord, we could repair it, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and replace it and just get rid of it. It would have to be cleaned up, and it could be repaired, but it's just as easy just to put another cord on it, get her a new cord, and so we'll kind of go from there. But we're in the middle of this white phone right now, and we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in a little bit, and we'll get into the pink telephone, and that's going to be totally different altogether, because that's a more modern phone and a reproduction, basically. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we have the pink circle phone taken apart, and we've troubleshooted this telephone, and we found a bad transistor in this one. And basically what's happened is they did not have any receive. So we're going to get rid of that transistor here, and I'm going to kind of give you a look at the inside of this telephone. This is what it looks like apart. And swing this main PC board up. We have some counterweights in here, then we have our main PC board, and we have a bell. So now what I'm going to do is, while I have it apart, we're going to do a little check on this telephone. I'm going to plug in the cord, line cord, give you some dial tone. I'm going to go ahead and hang up the hook switch and ring the telephone. Let it go one more time. There's your dial tone. We're going to go ahead and dial a couple of numbers. I'm just going to reach around the back. If you watch the analyzer, you'll see some numbers rack off. Kind of doing this. I'm going to end in a 2. I'm going to hang up. I'm going to dial a 2, and then I want to go ahead and transmit into the handset. If you watch that indicator light on the analyzer, you'll see that's 100% modulation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. And so now I'm going to hang up and give you some dial tone. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break here from the video, and I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together again. And we also went through the main PC board here. I want to unplug this from the line and resoldered the entire board, because I didn't like some of the solder on the board, and it's pretty often that I find solder I'm not happy with, or like they'll leave things behind on the board that you have to scrape off, that once they've collected up dirt, what happens is you can get a cross connection on your PC board. So I like to go in and clean everything up. Also took the modular cord, handset cord, and re-crimped our plug here and cleaned our connections at the plug. And I like to do that while I have it apart. And this telephone was pretty hard to get apart, because what they had was these little pieces of material that they cover up the screw holes with, and we're going to have to try to fix them up and put them back in. But this telephone was very difficult to get apart. I don't think they really meant for you to get into it, but you know, you have to go into them to repair them, so you got to do what you have to do. So on the white circle phone in the back, we discarded the old cord. We're just not going to clean that up and put another plug on it. We could, but we're just going to go ahead and discard that. We've got another heavier cord that we have installed on that, and we're going to do some final checks in the video here that's coming up, that we're going to add to this. And so we're going to take a break, and we're going to put everything back together again, and we're going to do some of our final checks with these two circle phones and get these phones back into working condition again for the customer. So we're finished up with the repair and troubleshoot of this pink one, and we've already finished up the repair on the white one. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break now. Okay, we're back now, and we're all finished up putting these telephones back together again. We're going to do some final checks here, and we're going to go ahead and start off with the pink one and go from there. So let's go ahead and ring the telephone. I'll let that go a couple times. I'm going to give you some dial tone. Now on this particular telephone, they have a high and low volume, and then they have a high and low ring volume also, and then the pulse and tone button. So let's go ahead and take your receive here, and we'll go ahead and put it on low. We'll go back to high. We'll go back to low, and then we'll leave it on high. We're going to go ahead and dial through some numbers here. I'm going to end in a 2. I'm going to go ahead and push flash and redial, and it'll end in a 2. Okay, now I'm going to transmit into the handset, and if you watch this red light here, this indicator light, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's an indication of 100% modulation on the analyzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know that this handset receives and transmits now, and the board has been repaired, and we've put everything back together again. So let's do this. Let's move over to a regular line, and I'm going to call a time and temp like I normally do. But what you're going to do is you're going to hear some garbled digital noise on their recording. It's not the telephone, it's their recording. And they've been having a problem with their call line, and when you call time and temp, and it'll make some garbled digital noise. So let's go ahead and call that number. Use the dial tone.
Good evening. Today is Sunday, February 26th. The time is 6:27. Current temperature 62 degrees. Mostly clear tonight, lows in the mid-30s, mostly sunny and cooler on Monday, a high in the low 50s.
Okay. Take dial tone away. We'll call my number, and it'll be busy. We can call one other number, but we're not going to talk to them.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay, so we know that telephone is finished up and it's ready to be sent back to the customer. And we're going to go ahead and move this one to the side, and we're going to bring the white one up, which is more of an original model. And we'll go ahead and plug this one in. And we'll ring this one. Now, we've got a new handset cord on there. We discarded the old one. We could have repaired this one, but it's just as simple to put a new one on. And this one's a little better quality than the one that was on there originally when it came in. We'll go ahead and ring this phone. Let that go one more time. Use some dial tone. Now we're going to walk through our numbers here. If you watch the analyzer, I might have messed that one up. Go to 0 and 2. So you're going to notice now that the dial on this, when I hang up, dial's much smoother than it did. We're going to end in a 2. Now we're going to go ahead and transmit into the handset. And if you watch that red indicator light on the analyzer, you're going to see 100% modulation every time that red light lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Give you some dial tone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move this telephone over into a regular telephone line. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to call a time and temp number. Give you some dial tone.
Good evening. Today is Sunday, February 26th. The time is 6:31. Current temperature 62 degrees. Mostly clear tonight, lows in the mid-30s, mostly sunny and cooler on Monday, a high in the low 50s.
Okay, now we can do another number. Give you some dial tone. We'll call my number. And it'll be busy. Okay, and then we'll call this last number, but we're not going to talk to them.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold, and your call will be routed to the next available associate.
Okay. Now, you might be wondering, this white one is not as loud as the pink one, but you have to remember that the pink one has an amplification to its receiver. It has two settings, a high and a low. So, and this is the older style Circle phone, and this is the remake of the Circle phone. So, and even this original model here is a little newer than some of the real old ones. It's not like the very first style that they made. It has a more modern network board in it. It may have been called into the factory and reinstalled a newer network. It's just hard to say. You just never know. It does have the original style bottom to it, but it just all depends on who put it out and what company was distributing out to their customers, or if they were selling it or whatever they were doing. So you just never know. But two very cool donut Circle telephones. Some people call them donut phones, some people call them Circle telephones. But nevertheless, these are great telephones. Suki's going to be happy to get these back, and they're finished up. And this is the final checkout video of these two telephones. So, very cool. We get a lot of calls on these. People are very interested in these. They like them, and they want to have them repaired because they're very stylish and sought-after telephones. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. These are Suki's telephones from California. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.